Peekaboo. And we are live. So, how exciting. I am here with Marianne. Marianne is a first timer to the Stamperia Lives, and she is doing this on behalf of Scrap with Friends because Rose is on a cruise ship right now, living at large. So Marianne, God love her, has decided to step in and do the live with me tonight. So Marianne, how are you?
I'm well, thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
You're more than welcome. Are you excited?
I'm excited. Yes, I am.
Yay! So we have some people popping in. I can see. Where are the comments? Why is no one commenting? I can see hearts. So we might just chat. Oh, here we go. Okay, I started to think maybe I had logged in the wrong way because I was like, no one is commenting. What is going on? So we might wait a little for a few more people. Oh, here she is, Rose. Hope you're enjoying yourself on the cruise in your hammock.
Good evening, Rose.
Leanne, hello. Alana, hello. Oh, Heather's here. Michelle's here. Hola, Irina. Oh my gosh. So, okay, now they're all coming in. So I think maybe it was my internet. Hi, Jenny. Fiona. Okay, so I'm going to start clicking. Okay. We could be here all night just
They're
clicking.
all coming on now.
Yes. Hey, Irina. Hey, Gabby. Good morning, Sarah. Buenos dias. Okay.
You speaking another language?
Well, I only know I think 4 words of Spanish. From the Netherlands.
Netherlands, wow.
What time is it in the Netherlands? I'm pretty sure it's pretty early.
I have
Hey,
no
Kelly.
idea.
Oh, funny that, Rose. I just said you'd be in your hammock watching us. There's no need to rub it in. So Rose is on the Virgin Cruise at the moment. Just enjoying herself.
With Mr. Branson, yes.
Yes. So she's there sussing out. So for those of you that don't know, Rose also books and plans craft cruises. So Marianne was actually on her last one in October. Was it Marianne? Yes, with Radavan. The ladies had a really good time. So, okay, now that I've clicked through and I think I've got everyone. Nope, there's more. Okay, I'm just going to start clicking. Marianne, so if you want to maybe tell people a little bit about yourself, where you are, go right ahead.
Well, I live in Western Sydney. Been scrapping for about 22 years now. Ooh. So I'm an old timer at this. Have always kind of done layouts on my base. I have a real kinship, I suppose, to storytelling. So for me, journal stuff is really important on your layouts. And I know there's a bit of a shift and stuff, especially in Europe and in America and stuff, that it's more off the page, but I'm sticking to my guns.
Good on you.
Yeah. I think.
No, sorry, you go.
I think that, there's only so much wall space that you can have. And I do gift my albums. So I, when my nieces turned 21, they got an album each. And I'm progressively doing my kids, who are now 16 and 13. And I'm currently doing my nieces and nephews from my husband's side. So they're only babies. So yeah.
So good. I'm glad that you are actually doing a layout because I get asked all the time to do layouts, but because I don't do layouts anymore, I struggle with them. So I'm glad that you're doing a layout. So do you have the layout there just to show everyone what you're going to be doing? Now, this layout is actually a kit through Scrap with Friends. Marianne, do you know how much it is?
I think it was 25.
So jump on to.
I'm a double girl.
Yes, yes.
A lot of people are single, but I'm a double girl.
So if you go on to www.scrapwithfriends.com.au, it will be there. So it is a kit, which is perfect because you're getting the instructions here today. So,
well, and the instructions, these are the written instructions. I'm a bit of an instruction queen.
right. So you've just put me to shame. So I'm taking you off the screen. We ain't doing this.
So you do get your instructions in regards to step by step. There's 19 steps in regards to doing the layout. But yeah, if you need to kind of review it or come back to it if you kind of don't get the gist, because I too am very visual.
Yeah.
You can come back to the live and have a bit of a squeeze.
Rose, do not get any ideas. I will not be doing those kinds of instructions, FYI. Marianne, you're making me look bad.
No, I don't want to do that. Just my thing.
Oh my God. Okay. So what we might do then is get you to flip your screen.
Yep.
And I'll let you get set up. So just remember, thumbs up so that I know that you're ready. If by any chance, and I say this all the time because one day it's going to happen, if I accidentally kick you out, just log back in. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. So just putting that out there. Okay, you ready? Sweet. I didn't kick her out. Yay! So thank you so much, everyone, for coming. It is fantastic to see so much support. So while Marianne is busy doing her stuff behind the scenes, I thought I would just run through a few things. So again, Scrap with Friends, jump on their website. They sell a lot of Stamperia. I will be doing my classes in February for them in Sydney. Again, go onto their website. One class is sold out, one is almost sold out, and there are still spots for 2 of the classes. And I will post the poster for details, so you can go on their website and check everything out there. Rose also does her cruises. So she is planning one in the US with Vicky Papuanu and I next November. She also has a crafting cruise October is the US, but in November, so she gets off one cruise, comes home, and then she's got another crafting cruise. So if you are interested in that, please just send her a message and she can give you the details. What else? Hello, Cindy. She's doing something. I can see it. Hey, Patty. Hey, Carrie Ann. I'm glad I'm your favorite Farrell. I'd be very surprised if you had another Farrell that you knew. Hi, Janet. Oh, so you're getting nice cold weather. Excellent. Okay, so details for the 13th of November will be up soon. Okay, sorry about that. I got a little excited, got a little ahead of myself there. So as you saw the layout, we are working, Marianne is doing, what's going on? Songs of the Sea. Okay. We're cooking with gas.
Yay.
Okay, so I've just flipped
you
around.
Is that okay?
I can. So it is going to be upside down, but that's okay because I think people can still get the gist of it. Okay, so you just do what you need to do, and I will let you know when it comes to questions.
Okay. All right, so originally, in regards to the background, I used the net stencil, which I love, which
Beautiful.
is ASTD 139. And originally, I just used either cream or white, whatever you've kind of got on hand.
Is that an ink pad or a paint?
An ink pad. Yeah. Ink pad. Yeah. So I just kind of, we will go back through it later on and stuff with the white pen. I'm a bit of a fan of the white pen.
Is it a gel pen?
Yeah. I think one of the things that it does is it actually kind of enhances. I like to trace as well. And the great thing with this particular stencil is that it's been designed in a way where there's certain areas that are quite, like with the net, they're quite compact. And then there's other areas and stuff that are quite spread out, if that makes sense. So I think the stencil and stuff is really versatile.
Do you like fussy cutting?
I love fussy cutting.
Oh, we're done. That's it. The minute you were like, I like tracing, I was like, I bet you any money she is a fussy cutter. You can just tell. We can pick you a mile away.
I am. But you know what? I find it very lethargic. But the good thing is that, you know, it doesn't matter what range you get. You know, the die cuts are always available. And the rub-on. So if you're not a fussy cutter, then you don't actually have to fussy cut if that's not what you want to do.
Well, look, I am all for the ephemera. The ephemera is my favorite because number one, I don't have to cut. But number two, they're sticky backed. So I don't even have to look for glue or double-sided tape. They're already done. And I can see, so Heather has said she's sitting here fussy cutting. You are crazy. Then Leslie has said, I love fussy cutting too. There is something seriously wrong with you women.
Well, so what I've used is the 8x8 pad. And I think one of the things is that one of the areas, the parts of the pad that don't get used is the front. I love the front. I love the front because it's got a touch of everything in regards to. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take off the bottom bit that says Stamperia. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in half. So I am very much, even when I do my notes, and that's why if people do get the kit, you may find that there is a measurement of like 7 centimeters and 3/4. I scrap and then I do my notes.
See, that's what I used to do. So I would say approximately 3 3/4 inches, because when I measured, it was never an exact measurement because I eyeball because I'm lazy and I would just cut. And so I always said approximately.
Well, see,
I get that.
Yeah. See, for me, I think for me, one of the things is that I don't measure when I'm creating. And I may sound a bit weird, but ultimately the paper just kind of talks to me, and I just if I'm stopping and I'm writing down my notes as I go, I feel that it kind of inhibits that creativity. So I have tried to do that in the past because my notes are so detailed. But I've just worked out that that's just not the way to do it. Ultimately.
So Sarah is saying no need to fussy cut. I asked my scan and cut to do it. So Sarah, I am very envious of you. I think it was the start of the year. Vicky Papiwanu and I were talking about the scan and cut, and she ended up getting one, and I have been very jealous. But machines and I do not play well together. I don't know what it is. But I'm good with technology. It's just for some reason, any form of cutting machine, it hates my guts. And it just doesn't do what I want it to do, so I just don't bother. And that's why the ephemera and the die cuts are my go-to. If I have to fussy cut, then the things get cut off because I'm lazy, and I just figured if no one's going to know.
Well, the whole thing is with the scan and cut is that you, depending on the layout, like in regards to what you want to actually cut out, if the colours are quite close, then sometimes it doesn't pick it up.
I have heard that. Vicky was doing me process shots. This this one particular message went for a good couple of hours because every time she'd cut something, she'd send it to me, and she'd do close-ups and she'd do videos, and even the cogs from Sir Vagabond.
Yep.
It cut it out perfectly. And I was like,
Yeah.
man, it takes me ages to cut those out. And then we got the ephemera. So I was like, I don't need to scan and cut.
So with the title, like with the title page, if you're going to place something in the center, then if you're not going to use the particular, and like myself, if you buy 2 of each paper pad, and you're not going to use the other side, if you're going to place something in the center, it's very workable in regards to the patterns on either side. So these pieces are 12.5 by 25.5, and I've torn this one, but I will show you guys in regards to how I do that to start. And I have put like some bits and pieces on the back so that I can kind of tell you. So with the pieces, you're going to cut them out. And then all you're going to do is, if you tear towards yourself, you're actually going to create that white border. So you're going to tear.
Is that a smooth cardstock or is it textured?
It's textured. It's a beautiful cardstock, actually. And I love the grey. I love the grey. A lot of people don't particularly, when they look at certain ranges and stuff like that, they kind of stick with the colours and stuff. Like this layout could be done on a navy blue, or it could be done on a cream, or even a teal. But for some reason, the grey just kind of jumped out at me and stuff when I was kind of creating.
I think too with this collection, I mean, I might be a bit biased because, you know, it is mine, but there's so many different colours in there that you could use different colours, like your browns, teals, creams, you know, black, white, which makes it a lot, I think it makes it a lot easier to use.
Yes. And I think that one of the things is that as I kind of say to, you know, to everybody and stuff, you kind of need to really step out of your comfort zone in regards to what you would actually consider to use, especially on layouts. You know, I did everyone, you know, there's going to be somebody that goes on a cruise or all that sort of stuff that can kind of go, yep, that's what I'm going to use it for. But it doesn't mean that it needs to be done for that. You know, like it could be done with, you know, just even being down at the pools for the day, or, you know, there's so many avenues in which to kind of create your layouts and have certain photos on them that, you know, normally, or some people wouldn't actually think of, I suppose.
So Sarah's just asked, do you always use double-sided tape, of course acid-free, to adhere your pages? Is it better than using glue?
It depends on what I'm doing, and depends on the layering. I am a fan of the double-sided tape. I'm an old scrapper.
She's old school.
Old school.
No, not at all. I actually miss using my double-sided tape sometimes.
And I do use, like, I will show you guys in regards to the tag that I made that went on to this particular layout. So these are these are on one of the pages, and they're all individual, or they have the journal cards on the back, but I've kind of used them as a bit of an element in regards to adding some layering. And that's one of the things, I suppose. So these are 9 by 9 squares, and to kind of follow through with the grey underbase, I have torn the photo mounts as well.
Mm-hmm.
And again, if you've got, if you do want to use this particular layout and stuff as a cruise, and of course you're going to have more than 3 photos, there's nothing to say that you can't maneuver it around or add like a flip pocket or, and I will show you because the porthole just kind of said to me, you need to use me as a pocket.
Okay, so Leslie says that she prefers double-sided tape as she finds glue too messy. I think you need to find, there's particular glues to use when it comes to layouts. Now, Marianne, would you agree that glue is better when you have a lot of texture in your layouts? If it's a flat layout, then your best option is double-sided tape.
Yes. So I did a layout with another. So when you're putting things like your molds and those sort of things on your layouts, which you can. So my suggestion in regards to the molds would be to not fill it the whole way.
Yeah. You do a very shallow mold.
Yes. So you're still getting the design and you're still getting all of the detail and all of that sort of stuff. But what you're doing is you're not creating the depth, I suppose. One of the things that I always say, originally, even before somebody starts a layout, is that you need to measure your protective sleeve because everybody has different ones. Okay. So in America, they'll do the 12 by 12, where in Australia, there are certain brands that will do 30 by 30.
So it's just short.
It's just short. So if you're creating your layout and you do it on an American brand cardstock, it's going to be 12 by 12.
Yeah.
So it's always best to know what particular sleeve you're going to put it in, and then you can cut your base cardstock down to start. That's your base. And everything else will work from there. So even if you have molds and stuff and you're building up on that, you'll still have the flexibility of the protective sleeve in order to kind of move a little bit, and then it will go from there.
So Rose has just popped up in here the link for her website, and the kit is on there. So make sure you jump on and check it out. Sorry, Marianne.
No, you're all right. So because of the fact that, we are time poor, because I could stay on here all evening just chatting and scrapping
Yeah, I one day I would love to come on and just chat with everyone. Have them ask questions, and I mean, don't get me wrong, I love doing the lives, I love creating, and I love talking to everyone. But I just think it would be nice to have people give us questions and we just have a chit chat, have a coffee. Whatever time.
We could scrapbook while we do that, though.
Well, we could, yes. Well, no, I'm not very good at multitasking. No, that's a lie, because being a mother and a female, I am very good at multitasking. Exactly. But when I create, I get in the zone. So I'm not a chit chatter when I create.
Yep.
So I think I went to my very first retreat. And I was like, right, I've got to get all this work done for design teams. I didn't say anything to anyone most of the weekend because I was in the zone. And because I create on my own at home, normally I just have the music going. So I'm not used to talking in a group environment.
Yep. So that saying in regards to prepared earlier, I did all the fussy cutting because of the fact that, we are on a time frame. So what I've done is on the back page, let me show you.
So I just want to jump in. Vicky Papiwanu is in the house. So
Yay!
she's watching you. Vicky, I can't wait to see you in 5 weeks. Bring it on. So anyway, sorry. Yep. Okay. Now we're good.
No, all good. So with this particular layout, what I wanted to let people know is the fact that even when you do the double layout, you will still have pages and you will still have fussy cutting left over. So in the kit, you will actually get more than just the material, like the papers,
You're gonna have left
one page. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So this is left.
Mm-hmm.
So those pages are the ones that are still left. So you can recreate the page again, just using the different layouts and the die cuts.
Just quickly, I just had a quick look at what you just did. That is on foam tape.
Yes.
The piece that you're sticking down now. Yep. Okay.
Yes. So with my layouts, foam tape.
Dance on, Marianne.
Yay! Hello, my friend.
And Shelley's on from the Scrapbook Superstore.
Hi, Shelley.
Okay, sorry. Continue.
Yeah. So, with my layouts, the other thing that with the die cuts and the ephemera and all that sort of stuff is the fact that, you know, there's and especially like the wooden embellishments as well.
Yep.
The Stamperia wooden embellishments. What you do is you have the core or the frame left once you've actually popped out your ephemera and like all of those bits and pieces. So the other thing you can do is also use that for your for underneath if you don't want to use foam tape, or if you run out of foam tape, which is often something that happens in my home.
I don't even have foam tape because I just use my pizza boxes from Stamperia. I just sit there and I cut them into squares, and in a lunchbox they go, and that's what I use. But again, for mixed media, they are the best. Layouts,
yes,
depending on what you're doing. Hi, Georgia. Rose, yes, she did fussy cut all the items that she's sticking down. I'm telling you, crazy.
Yes, I did. Okay, so I love the porthole, and I love her. Okay, so they're both out of the paper pack, like out of the paper pad. Yep. So what I did was can you see the foam tape is only on 3 sides? Yep. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to place that on the end. And we're going to use that as a pocket and we're going to make some tags to go in there, which can be used for journaling. I'm a big journaler. Can be used for journaling. So you've got those. And then we'll put Missy down.
You know, it doesn't matter how many times I see the mermaid. It's like it's the first time I've ever seen her. I get excited.
She is. She's beautiful. And she's like a grown-up mermaid. If that.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like there's so many papers out there, and you would probably know it. Like for me, this range kind of screamed at me because of the fact I have 2 boys. Yes. And it's so hard to scrapbook them.
I think, do you know what? I actually think that's why I stopped doing layouts, because, okay, you give me anything mechanical, anything to do with masculinity, I can do anything with it. The feminine side, not so, it's not my strong point. But when it comes, the boys get to a certain age and they don't want their photo taken. So then I was getting less and less photos to scrapbook, and I was like, you know what, there's no point. I can't do pictures of me all the time. So I gave up and went, no more. But
it's really hard for us girls that have got boys, because there is just so much stuff. Stamperia have really broken that kind of mold in regards to the fact that it's so versatile for both. So, and this range was the same for me in regards to scrapping my boys on a cruise, or when we've gone to the beach or anything like that. A day at the pool, because of the color range and the fact that it's more of a sophisticated type C range.
I think it's into, look, Stamperia did a fantastic job. I was so excited when they gave the mermaid tattoos, but to having Adonis on the collection as well, it kind of showed two worlds, you know, your mechanical, like you had the soft, bright colors of the ocean, but then you had the mechanical side and it gelled together. So I think you pretty much got two collections in one, but it all goes well together.
And the other thing is that it actually blends to other collections. So my concept of scrapbooking is, if you buy it, you use it. With my kits, I know as a scrapper myself, what happens is you end up with like half lines of stuff. And then it kind of sits there, and then the craft room gets continually fuller and fuller and fuller, and it's all just kind of sitting there.
You don't want to see what's on the other side of my screen. I've started going through my stuff, and I was mortified at some of the things I found. So I've gone, I'm going to use that later, and I have not used it.
And that's the thing. So what I wanted to, I'll give everybody a bit of a rundown. So this is the tag that we're going to use on here. Now, with this particular tag, I don't know whether or not you guys can see that.
Yeah, if you want to bring it up.
They're all individual dots. Okay, so there are 97 2-centimeter diameter dots, circles, that I punched out because fussy cutting wasn't enough. Okay.
Like I said, you are crazy. So for those of you that can't quite see properly, Marianne has created her very own fish scales by using 92 little circles.
Yes. So what I've done is I've just cut the tag, which is 5 by 15, and then I've just tape it off the edge. One of the tips that I will give you, I won't go all the way through it because it does take a bit of time, is that what I do is I actually lay my double-sided tape down, and then what I do is I then take my double-sided tape off, like the backing off, and then what I'll do is I will actually then individually place my dots down. And then there are going to be areas that you're going to actually like overlap. So what I do then is, once I've actually done that process and I've covered the whole tag, what I do then is I will then switch it over. I will then just cut down the sides in regards to getting that off. And then I will grab my trusty mixed media glue. So this is apart from the heavy gel, the heavy gel. This is my definite go-to, the mixed media glue. So what you're going to do then is, once you've got your individual dots on, yes, there is going to be a bit where it can it's not completely stuck down because you've overlapped it. What I'm going to do is I'm then just going to go over the top of each of the scales and just brush over with the glue. Allow that to dry, and then that will be perfect and nothing will move. Okay,
so I have a question for you then. Because I'm lazy. I hope you didn't hear that. Can you, I don't know, maybe paint with the mixed media glue and then stick it down?
And then paint. I would still paint over the top.
Okay.
Because of the fact that you're you're overlapping. So even if you paint the tag, what you're going to do is, so you do double. You'd either go double-sided tape and then the mixed media glue, or you do media glue and then you do another layer over the top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And again, this paper with all the scales and everything is in the paper pad. So if you just want to put the paper pad down, like the paper down.
Yep.
But one of the things on my layouts, and you'll see like with the love of double-sided tape, is that I do love texture. I do love texture. And I love the way that people will, whenever they look at a layout of mine, whether or not it's my kids or whether or not it's somebody else, what they do is they find things. So they find that something's layered or something's got a texture, and you will see people, they even through the protective sleeve, they'll be like rubbing the protective sleeve in order to kind of have a feel of that texture. So what I've done with these, with the tag, is that I've layered on, and it's all in the notes, but I've layered on the top and the bottom. Okay, so what I've done is I've created some layering. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to stick that like that. And that's the bonus of, having so many different types of, if you wanted to add on some of the molds, or if you wanted to add on some of the die cuts, or the halo paste. How nice is the halo paste?
Actually, the halo paste would work really well with that grey.
Dark enough, yeah?
Yep. Now, are these pizzas all foam mounted?
That is not. That is.
Okay.
And then this one's not. So again, apart from the texture from the scales, you've also got the texture and the depth in regards to using things alternatively. So this bottom piece isn't, but then on top of that, the Sea Adventure, that one actually is.
Okay.
And you could definitely go over the top of the scales in the halo paste because of it'd pick up in regards to the dark blue, like the really dark blue stuff. And you could also use it on the grey.
How much double-sided tape do you go through?
Well, I kind of consider that, so originally, let's do a history lesson. So scrapbooking originally in America was taken up from the Amish, and because they're great recorders of information. So what they did was they actually kept scrapbooks, not like this though, but they kept scrapbooks. And it was adapted and altered and changed and all that sort of stuff. And again, theirs was very much based on the story. So for me, I heard someone a long time ago now say to me that the 12 by 12 layouts, if they don't have journaling on them, and they don't need to be, on the front, they don't need to be involved or incorporated into the layout. You can turn your layout over and you could actually journal here. But the whole thing is that if there's no journaling and there's nothing there, then it's just like having all of your photos and stuff in a drawer. It's just taking up more space. So hence why I've always tried to be a bit of a storyteller. So what we're going to do, the next step is, so we've got all those bits and we've done those. So the next part is we're going to make our pockets. Am I talking too much and going way over time?
No. We're 40 minutes in.
Oh, we're traveling well.
So Leanne has just said that this layout is amazing.
Thank you, Leanne. So with these, what I have done is I've placed the paper on top of the cardstock. Again, what you could actually do is use the like the base. So they're all different sizes. So one is 10 by 15, the other one is 8 by 12, and then the other one is 8 by 13 and a half.
Mm-hmm.
Because I wanted to show the variety of paper in regards to the background. So even when they're sitting in the pocket, what you're going to do is you're still going to see the different designs and the different bits and pieces.
So Kath is one of my girls here, and she's just said she's watching from her TAFE class. Now, Kath.
Someone's going to get into trouble if they get busted.
And you know what? That doesn't surprise me when it comes to her. She's a bit of a rule breaker in class. I always have to put her in the naughty corner in my class.
Rebel?
Yeah. Oh, rebel is an understatement. But I love her all the same.
So what I've done, so on the layout, what we've done is we've used these as a focal point and a direction in regards to drawing the eye to the photo. On the tags, though, what we're going to do is we're going to continue that over and also put them on the tags. But what we're going to do is they will also be utilized as the pull-ups in regards to being
very cool
outside of the tag. And you can see, like, as much as I love the paper, you could cover that and actually put like a photo there and a photo on the back, or journal on one. And then what they're going to do is they're then going to sit into, once I cut it down a bit more, they're going to sit in there like that.
Very cool.
And then we've got 3 of those. And anyone that does use double-sided tape, they would, and again, can be used, you could use your mixed media glue. You can use double-sided tape. But utilizing the cardstock enables you to still have the pattern paper and the strength of that. But then utilizing the rest of the paper in the paper pad with something else.
Well, you'd have a fair bit left over, so perfect for even doing another scrapbooking layout, but having more white space, or cards, or tags, or journal pages. Like this, you'll have enough to do a few projects.
Exactly. So, and that's the thing. So I think one of the things that, especially now with people like yourself, the journal books have really kicked off.
I have been journaling for years. I've actually got on this side of my room, and they take up a fair bit of my storage. But I get a lot of questions. You know, I don't see the point in art journaling. Why would you do it if it's just going to be a closed up book and in your, on your shelves? But I think for art journaling, it's more expressing yourself on a small space. And I find if I'm if I've got creator's block, I will pull out my art journals and just have a play. And from that, I get ideas for my bigger projects.
Yeah.
So,
and I think it's a great way to utilize your other papers.
Yes. All products, actually, because sometimes, and I will be the first to put my hand up. I will buy something and maybe use it once, and then it sits on my shelf. So, you know, you get that moment where you're like, I have to use all this stuff. And the art journals are perfect for that. But two, experimenting. I can't tell you how many. I've got 2 art journals that looks like a cat has vomited on it, but it's because I've had an idea in my head. I've tried to make it work and it didn't. Rather than doing it on a project, I've experimented in my art journal.
And that's the perfect avenue, I think.
Yeah.
Especially when people haven't done it very much.
Yeah.
I think it's one of those things that can kind of give you the freedom that, you know, no one's going to look at it. There's nothing. I've said for years when I teach and things like that there's no wrong and no right in scrapbooking. Everyone's layout's going to be different. Everything's going to, you know, the fact that people will want to use more photos or they don't like a particular element that you've used on a layout doesn't mean that it needs to go there. It means that then they can use their own creativity to then change it and to do what they want to do. So I think the art journaling and stuff is a great way to do that, where you can kind of, if you're playing around with a new product or, you know, the halo paste, for instance, and stuff, I actually use that not on a layout to start with. I actually use that on another project, like in a journal book.
Yeah.
Just to kind of get an idea. So I painted the journal page about 9 different colours, just all the way down the page.
Yep.
And then what I did was I then got a stencil and then I put the halo paste down all 9 colours to kind of see what sort of effects and stuff I could get from each particular colour. So then I could play with it in my albums.
That's just a great way to experiment and play. And 2, if you have issues with composition, because it is such a small space, if you have a little art journal, it is a great way to learn different compositions and how things work as well. But anyway,
definitely.
I mean, I could sit here all day and talk about art journaling. Oh my gosh. Okay. So do you ever go back to an old scrapbook to turn the pages, or just the creation is the main happy part? So I would say, look, sometimes I will go through my old scrapbooking albums, and I have to admit the very first ones that I did before my 19-year-old was born are so cringe. It takes every ounce of me not to redo them, but I have to, because this is my thing. So it shows the journey of your creativity the more that you've done the scrapbooking. So even though I really want to redo them, because my 8-year-old could do better than what I did in my first scrapbooking album, but you look at them and then you look at what I do now and you just go, okay, I have grown. I've learnt things. And scrapbooking's come a long way in 20 years. Well, I think it has.
Oh, yes. Yes.
So I think it's a bit of both. Would you agree? It makes you happy creating it, but then it gives you pleasure to see the memories.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. And, you know, there have been a couple of times where I've kind of thought, you know, if I only didn't cut that into a circle.
The circles. I'd forgotten about the circles. My gosh.
That traumatized by the circles. Yeah.
And I have a layout with circles, like where I've cut
your photo.
Yeah.
Yep.
I forgot about that. Oh my
because
God.
Originally when we first started, we had cardboard and we had stickers.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yes.
So we would cut our photos into circles for some unknown reason. I don't know why.
Gosh.
So yes, there are certain layouts that I wish I could go back.
Mm-hmm.
But what I will say though is that I actually get to not recreate them, but like with my niece's albums, with my 2 nephews and my niece, Tasha's kids, you know, I do a family history layout.
Yep.
So the ones that are in my 16-year-old son's album are probably the cringe ones, but I get to recreate those ones in the upcoming albums because of the fact that it's still the same information, but we just have so much more available now.
Oh my gosh, it's insane. Cindy Crane's just put, and cheap plastic scissors to cut edges. Remember the different serrated edges? So you'd have the squiggly lines and the zigzags, and oh my goodness, now we're going down memory lane. So my next question then is for everyone watching. What is, now if you've been scrapbooking for a long time, what is the one product that you used to use all the time that you don't use now? So whether that's a circle cutter or the scissors, or can you remember those the 3D stickers?
Yes,
I remember those. So yeah, I would love to see in the comments. Like, type in what were the in things back when you started scrapbooking.
So one of the things that I don't know whether can you guys see that? Yes. So apart from each of the individual dots, there's probably a few things in, you know, if I was on a stranded island and I could only take like 6 things, my scissors, my trimmer, my white ink, my brown ink, and probably a white pen would be the things that I would take. Yeah. So I'm a bit of a detailer in regards to, so around each of those scales, I've actually used the white pen. And the other thing I also did was I went round Miss Mermaid.
Yes, to give her some definition.
Yes.
So Rose has put the paper crimper. I had forgotten about the paper crimper.
I've still got one. Stop it now.
Don't. I wouldn't be admitting that to too many people, Marianne. So we've also got, Leslie said corner punches. You don't use, actually, I've only got one corner punch that has like 4 corners on the one, but I do remember the punches where you could have the like the snowflakes or Christmas trees. I remember those. Alana, the embossing templates you had to trace.
Yes, the blue and was it blue and orange?
I think it was.
The blue and orange station. It was like a station.
Yeah. Yes, I think so. Carolyn Wilson has just said awesome layout. We've got Fisker's stencil with rotary blade. Yeah. Well, I still use my rotary cutter. But stencil, I don't think I know what that is.
That was like that blue and orange thing. You'd put the stencil into the template, like onto the board.
Oh, yes. And
then you put the stencil on top of the board, and then you would put your paper onto it, and then you would rub it with a machine. I tell you what, though, my preschool that my kids used to go to loved me.
Of course they would.
In regards to all of those items that everybody has just mentioned, that all went to a local preschool. Yes. And they loved those things.
My kids' teachers, they saw me coming a mile away because I would have bags full and I would just give them, you know, papers and sticker sheets and, you know, like the alphabet stickers and gosh, I had so many of those. And then there were like foam stickers that I used to use.
Thickers are the ones that are
something like that.
They're still around. Oh. But
Yes. Now I remember. That is awesome.
So one of the things that I kind of wanted to give you guys a bit of a rundown in regards to, so that you can see very faintly with the ink that we did originally. So what I did was I actually just kind of traced certain aspects of it again and again, just to use like different items to kind of get different effects and to give different layering.
Yep. Well, it would add dimension too.
Yeah.
Shell, remember the check triangles? I don't think I know what that is. Do you remember check triangles?
No.
I don't either. You need to explain a little bit more on that one because I don't know what that is. Oh, what was that stuff? Okay, my first ever mixed media. So what was that? I was 20 when I had Noah. So I was pregnant. And so it was Versamark, and then was it Perfect Pearls? Used to put over the Versamark stamp.
Yep.
Was that?
And like the heat embossing?
No, you didn't heat it. So you just like lightly brushed onto like your stamp, and it would kind of be like the halo. So it only really worked on dark surfaces. Oh, gosh, now I can't remember what that was. I had a few colours that were given to me. It didn't work out too well, I have to admit. But, you know. Okay. So it was Perfect Pearls. I can't remember. Yeah. Those were the days.
And it's all part of the, the creative journey. And to kind of play with different things. And there have been things that I've had in my stash that I have used on a particular layout, or I've used, I'm a bit of have always kind of been a bit of a film girl in regards to, so now, so I don't know whether or not you can see that's
yes, the old film strip,
but it's film that like has, so film, who knew, has an expiry date.
It does?
Yeah, it does.
I need to go check mine then. So George has just said photo corners. OMG. I had forgotten about the photo corners, and you could get them in gold, silver, black, and they were adhesive on the back.
Yep.
I love going down memory lane. This is fantastic. We should do this more often.
So once you've done your netting in the back, once you've put your white ink and stuff at the top, the other thing I did was I actually just kind of did an array of the dots. And of course, I outlined.
Are they part of the 92 that you cut, Marianne, or are they extras?
I'm not that good that I cut them. I punched them out with my whole punch. I'm not that OCD.
Well,
Farrell. I mean, come on.
Really? I don't know. I was starting to wonder. So that punch is what you used for the scales on the tag?
Yes.
Oh my God. I've been thinking you did it on like by hand.
No. It's just a 2 centimeter diameter punch. And for any of our old scrappers, you'd probably have circle punches.
Yes, actually,
corner punches and circle punches. They're the only ones that I kept. They're the only ones I kept.
There was a comment before asking if there was a die for those circles, so I'm glad that I asked and you showed the punch. So,
and again, like if you've got a Sizzix, or if you've got something that, and you've got a die, like a circle die, you could definitely use those. Yeah. So with these, some of them, of course, I've just stuck on with my glue, and others I've used double-sided tape.
Yep.
Or you could use your cardboard or whatever you want to use in regards to just giving a bit of a layered effect.
Yep.
So with these sort of things where you're kind of just doing one or the other, then it's heaps easier to use the glue rather than to use double-sided.
Yeah. The old rub-ons used to rub on everything. The new ones are awesome. I have to admit, the old school rub-ons, I can remember a particular brand where you would sit there for 5 minutes and nothing would transfer. So when Stamperia brought out their rub-ons, I was a bit like, oh, but then it was love at first try, because I mean, they go on everything and they're clear. Like, they've come a long way. So I love their rub-ons. Cindy has said cricket would cut hundreds of dots. Yes, it would, if you were good with machines. Unlike myself, I even trying to cut out those circles, something would happen with the machine and I wouldn't do it. But yes, if you've got a cricket or a silhouette, perfect. I kind of like the punch idea though, because you just sit there, just click, 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 just keep going.
And I think that's one of the things, like with my, I don't even know how many times I've, moved around my scrap room. And I think that it's one of those things that you need to do on a regular basis, not a regular basis, but, you just need to do a stock take. Because, things just kind of, for me, everything kind of needs to be very visual for me, or I forget that I have it.
Actually, I'm going to say that's probably most crafters, Marianne. If we can't see it, we forget it's there, and it just gets shoved further and further back in our cupboards or our storage. And I mean, in the last 2 years, I've moved 3 times from my shed to a spare room now into here. And every time I find new stuff and I'm like, I swear I got rid of this last time. So then in the donation box it goes.
Yeah. So I think that one of the things that we kind of, it's always good, especially when you're doing layouts and things like that, you kind of just do a bit of a restock and you kind of go, okay, well, you know what? Today I'm going to use something that I haven't used in a while.
Yeah.
And whether or not that's a particular mold or a rub-on or a piece of equipment in regards to a crimper, or
I would love to see someone create with a crimper.
You know what? The scale situation would be great with a crimper.
I mean, I guess it's kind of like the corrugated cardstock, but I don't know. There was something about twisting it and hearing it crimp and coming out the end that was actually very satisfying. What was the other thing? Remember the Xyron sticker? You know how you pop it in and then feed it through so that it's
I've still got one.
I found in my drawers actually 2 brand new, still in the box, shoved in one of my drawers. But I can remember I used them all the time instead of glue or double-sided tape.
So the paints that I've used on my layout are the Allegro in the white, the blue Aviation, which I love, and the turquoise. The blue Aviation, I don't know what it is about it, but it's my just go-to.
Kind of reminds me of them.
Because of the fact that I have boys, probably.
Yes, we tend to go for the blues and the browns.
So with these, what I've done is you're a paint flicker. Every single thing that you do, you paint flick. Farrell?
I heard you. Yes, my name is Farrell Taylor and I'm addicted to paint splatters. I can't help it. It just, to me, it just ties everything together. But I have on one of my projects, someone grilled me for it and told me that I ruined my project by adding paint splatters. I was like,
really?
Yes, and I said, thank you so much for your feedback. I appreciate it. But I actually quite like the splatters. So I don't know, there's something about a good splatter. Everyone loves a good crack and a good splatter.
I love it too, and it's one of the things that I've kind of incorporated because it's another thing that I've kind of collected over the years, and that also does have an expiry date, paint, because it likes to dry out and do all those sort of things. So for me, it was about, using stuff that you don't normally use.
Yeah.
And I will, like yourself, I will usually do it once the layout's completed, so that it actually kind of, creates a different layering effect in regards to going on, your die cuts and over the top of your stamps and all that sort of stuff as well.
Yes. So Carolyn's just said splatter is like a good chocolate fix. Amen, sister. I am with you on that one. That is really good. I'm using that saying from now on. That is awesome, because it is, and it's addictive. I don't know. If I don't splatter, I feel like my project's not finished.
Yeah. So with the kits, what Rose has, what we're doing is we've got our little pods. So in these, you will get some sand, and you'll get your little art stones. And your paints. So that will all come in with the kit, so that you'll have everything that you need to create all of your bits and pieces.
How awesome is that? So remember, the kit is, okay, so like I said at the start of the live, Marianne has showed how much of a bad teacher I am by having not only a video, like you can watch this live as many times as you like, but she's also written out instructions. Okay, Marianne, don't be showing off, please. Step by step. So you will also get that with the kit, which is fantastic. And you've got your little pots of paint and
sand, and
unfortunately Marianne doesn't come with the kit, but Marianne also does design kits that you can purchase elsewhere as well. So if you Marianne, you didn't send me your Facebook.
My link.
Yeah.
So Intricate by Design.
There you go, Intricate by Design on Facebook. Jump on there. Make sure you follow Marianne, please.
And then whenever, so I've done, so this kit is available with Rose, and I've done some previously with Rose as well. So there, if there's any of those ones left, there'll be also on the page, on Rose's page, Scrap with Friends. And you just need to go to the kit section and kind of put them in your trolley.
They're there, put them in your cart. Merry Christmas to me. And Rose just said, she goes, oh, by the way, the kit will be available as soon as I get back, because someone is on a cruise ship. But Michelle said, awesome, Marianne. Debbie says, looks great. Leslie says, I love this. Irina, great layout, Marianne. So everyone is loving it, which is awesome. So is that, you're not adding anything else to that, Marianne?
No. So pretty much, if you did want to, like, it'll come in the pods. So you've got sand, and you got your art stones and all that sort of stuff. So you would kind of add that into bits and pieces. You would also, in regards to this area here, you can drift it across down to here and around here as well.
Can you just do me a solid and just flip your layout? Because we've been watching it upside down. Do you mind just turning it the other way around so that...
Let me grab this one.
Okay, so when you are creating this, ladies, this is what you're going to see, not the other way around. But
so
look at all the detail to it. I love the pocket, and I love the tags, and I love how you've used the front sheet of the 8x8 rather than using the quotes on the back, which is what we normally do, is we'll fussy cut, the inside of the paper pad, but you've used the outside, which is a great idea. And I love like the stenciling and how you've also added the white gel pen to highlight the stenciling. And is that a bit of blue stenciling too, or is that just my eyes?
No. So what I've done is, apart from the white, after I completed the layout, there was some bits and pieces. So I did go in with the and dry brushed the blue Aviation with the stencil.
I thought maybe my eyes were messing with me, and I was like looking, and I'm like, it looks really cool. Really cool.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I haven't been doing my job. Oh, okay, hang on. So we you know what we might do is, because Marianne can't see your comments. So Marianne, do you want to flip your screen?
Yep.
So I will, hang on, wait. So I'm going to take you out, you flip it, and give me the thumbs up. I'll bring you back, and then we can go through the comments quickly.
Okay.
Yep. Okay. What a cool layout. And thank you so much to everyone for commenting. It was really, really cool to see, us all going down memory lane with all our products, and scrapbooking has kind of come a long way. So it's really, really cool to see. Oh my gosh. So let me go back to the comments where we can go through. So, yep. Yep. I can see you. I can see you. Okay, so I thought I'd wait because I think you need to see some of these comments because they are really, really sweet comments. With everyone going through saying lovely layout. Oh, well, I'm biased. I have to say that they're fantastic and you need to buy them. But thank you.
And hopefully I've kind of inspired people that if they do, if they have kind of gone on the mixed media journey and stuff, and they've kind of moved away from the layouts, to kind of come back and
don't
and
go
know
to the dark side, people. Don't do it.
Come back.
It's not worth it. Baby, come back.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh. No, look, I think layouts are making comeback. The thing is, I think at some point the layouts got too high and people could only fit 10 in an album. So then it was like, right, we want to scale it right back, make them flat. I can't do flat. So I just went, I'm not even going to bother. But
and I suppose that's the thing in regards to learning the techniques, that you don't have to fill up a whole mold, because especially with the I love the fact that Stamperia are doing silicone, can I just say?
Oh, it's my favorite.
But the older molds, they're really thick. Like they are really, really deep.
I will only ever, even with my off the page, very rarely will I go right up to the top because they are quite deep. But I found also, like, even with putting chipboard and flowers, like all that adds to your layouts. And I think I'd just forgotten how to make a flat layout. But you've showed tonight that it's flat, but you've added still dimension. You've got your pockets. There's still layers. It's just not 10 inches high. Do you know what I mean? So
I think that's and I think that's where we made the shift. We kind of went from layouts, and then we went from layouts that were 12 centimeters in depth. And to me, that wouldn't go in an album for me. That would go in a 30 by 30 frame on the wall. To then mixed media, like where it's just other items other than.
Which is bizarre because I can do an art journal page that's flat. But you say to me, create a scrapbook layout flat, and I start breaking out in a sweat and my eye starts twitching. And I'm like, no, I can't.
I reckon Rose would love to see that. I reckon Rose would love to see that.
It's not happening. She does. She keeps asking. I've got a few ladies that keep asking, and I'm like, nope, I'm not doing it. It's not worth it. For me, it's not worth the stress, but you did a fantastic job.
Thank you.
Everyone, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it. And I know Rose also appreciates it, even though she's laying in her hammock on the balcony of her cruise ship. And she did very much, see, you can do it. I'm telling you, she will keep asking until I do it. Rose, I'm not doing it. We've tried to get Rose to come in on the live, but we had technical issues. So she was very upset that she couldn't come on. But maybe next year, because we're almost at the end of 2023. I know.
It's like 23 days until New Year's. Who did that? Who said that?
I have no. Well, you just said it then. I didn't know it was so soon.
I'm only repeating the bad news.
Oh my gosh. Oh, well, that just means I get to go to Budapest quicker. So bring it on, I say. Apparently, I just got a message. It's snowing there at the moment, and it never snows this time of year. So fingers crossed it's snowing next month. Anyway, so everyone, we'd just like to say thank you. And it means a lot to us. Marianne, thank you so much for filling in today.
Not a problem.
And your layout was amazing. So remember, scrapwithfriends.com.au. Go on, purchase the kit. Rose will post it when she gets home in 2 days, 3 days. Also, my classes are up. There's still some spots left for February that you can go and check out. So with that, I think we say, because as we keep talking, people keep commenting. So I'm going to have to stop it, ladies. But we appreciate it so much. And send an email to Stamperia saying that you want to do like just a talk show type thing. I'm in for that. I could talk to the cows come home. So
I totally. Us Aussies do that well, though.
Yeah, I think we do. Yeah. I need someone to be like, let's go cut. Okay. Everyone, okay, we've got to go. But thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your day, night. Merry Christmas. And have a happy new year, because I won't see any of you until next year. So thank you very much, and see you later, alligator.